Croeso pawb to the next level savings and games under £20 PSN sales. Ooh, it's getting hot, innit? Welcome to the summer, I guess. The summer sale may have gone now, but the weather doesn't know that, does it? We're having a heat wave here. And as usual, I've gone through the sale for you, and I found some really cool games to play. They're on massive discounts as well, so you can save a lot of money at the same time, which is great. If you like the idea of finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money along the way, then you're at the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, and then you'll never miss a good deal again. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 21st of May, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. We have a puzzle platformer next, A Juggler's Tale. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen for non-PS Plus members, which is really great. I don't see why you should ever have to pay more just because you don't have PS Plus. In this game, you get to play as Abby the Circus Marionette, as you explore a cinematically grim medieval fairy tale on your way to freedom, making use of your puppet strings to complete the unique puzzles and traverse the dangerous landscape along the way. Now, this game has got rave reviews, and the art style looks really cool. It's unusual for 2D platformers to be in 3D graphics, so I guess it's more of a 2.5D game, and the extra dimension allows them to give depth and complication to the backgrounds in a way that 2D just can't match. So you do have some really cool worlds that you walk through and explore, and it's a really good quality feeling to the game. Especially at this price, you're getting a lot for your money. So if you're a fan of puzzle platformers with a cool little story and good production value, then you should definitely take a look at this game. People that play it really like it, and my gut feeling says it's a really good game, and even some of the viewers of this channel have recommended it as well. So I can't say better than that really. So hey, if you're into puzzle platformers, definitely take a look at this one. Especially at this price, you can't go far wrong really. So why not take a look? And hey, if you never played a puzzle platformer before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality game for a really low price, and that's all you want really. If you've ever been tempted by this genre, or you just like the look of this game, then at this price, why not pick it up? I'm sure you'll get a lot of fun for your money, and you'll have a really good time. So why not take a look? First up, we have Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown Top Gun Maverick Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 82% discount for the price of $15.29, which is a really great deal, as it includes the Maverick movie aircraft set, and the season pass of 3 DLC missions, 3 planes, bonus content, and the F-104C Avril aircraft as well. So you get the complete version of the game, with a load of extra content included as well, which is really cool. And don't forget, there's a VR mode in this game as well. You can't play the whole game in VR, but it has a specific set of missions specifically designed for VR, and they're tailored for it, which makes them really good quality. You just don't get a full game, so don't expect too much, but what it does come with is pure quality and well worth playing if you've got a PSVR 1. In this fighter plane game, you get to become an ace pilot in photorealistic sorties, including aircraft combat, bombing runs, aircraft vs ship combat, and massive air fortress battles in the newest game from the best fighter plane series ever made. Now, I love this series. I've been playing it since way back on the PS1 days, and they've always been amazing. You don't have a lot of games in the fighter plane genre, and especially in the modern day fighter planes, there's very little games to choose from, and this is the best. It's a legendary series that's been around a long time, purely because it's great quality and has been consistently good over the years. So if you're a fan of fighter plane games, and specifically if you like Top Gun, and definitely if you've got a PSVR 1 headset, you should take a look at this game. It's a really good quality modern game from a legendary series, with a load of content included and some really cool features, especially the VR. That's the cherry on the cake. So if you like the sound of that as much as I do, why not check it out? It's a really great game. Don't miss out. And hey, if you've never played a fighter plane game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It is an amazing game from a legendary series, but it is a bit of money you're spending, so if you don't like it, you could have bought a lot more games for that money in other sales. If you're really interested in this, it is worth the money, but if you're not sure, there are some other options. There's not a lot of them, but they will be cheaper than this. So if you're interested in them instead, don't miss out on the videos in the future, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. We have a VR game next, Blind. It was released in 2018, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £1.99, which is a really great deal, especially for a cool looking VR game. This VR puzzle psychological thriller has move controller support, so you can play it with or without them, which is really cool. You don't need them for the gameplay, but it's nice that it supports it for that extra immersion if you want it. In this game, you get to play as a young woman who wakes up blind in a strange room with no memories. Goaded by the sinister warden, you must use echolocation to explore a frightening mansion, solving puzzles along the way. Now, this is one of the cool ideas for VR. There's a lot of survival horror games or just horror games in general in VR, and a few of them play around with being blind, where you're in a pitch black world and you only see the environment through echolocation or other similar means that give you limited view on your world around you, bringing home that terrifying horror of being in dark and not knowing what's there. It really plays on your fears. So if you've got a PSVR 1 and you can handle horror, it's not my sort of thing, but I can tell why it's popular because it's terrifying in VR, then you'll probably really enjoy this game, especially at this price as well. It's a really good deal. You're getting a good quality horror game for a very good price. So if you love horror games and you like the look of this one, then why not check it out? It's a really cool idea, and I think people that like horror will really enjoy getting scared by this one. So why not take a look? And hey, if you never played a VR horror game before, then you might want to check this one out. If you can handle it or you think you can, it's a really good game for a really good price. So if you like the sound of it, definitely check it out. It'll scare the pants off you, but if you're into that sort of thing, then you'll get what you paid for and you'll have a good time, I guess. So why not check it out if you like the sound of it? Chorus is our next game. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is a really great deal for a game with this level of production value. In this fighter-playing game, you get to pilot a sentient starfighter named Forsaken as Nara on a universe-spanning mission of vengeance to destroy the dark cults that created her. It features special ship abilities, weapon and combat upgrades, and titanic space battles as well. Now, I'm surprised I haven't heard more about this game. I've covered it a few times before, but I really like fighter plane games, and there's not a lot of those sorts of games around, and for this to be a modern, really high production value, good quality one that I barely heard of before I started running this channel, I'm amazed. It's a really good quality game with really great reviews, and it just looks like a ton of fun as well. And even the story sounds cool. I really like the idea of your fighter being a sentient thing that flies along with you, and the massive sci-fi space battles just look awesome. It looks like it's got as much style as it has substance, and I think anyone that likes this genre and loves sci-fi will really enjoy it. I'm very tempted myself, so if you like the sound of it as much as I do, then why not take a look at this game? It's very different and niche, but I think people that play it will absolutely love it. So if you like this sort of thing, definitely check it out. And hey, if you never played a fighter plane game before, then you could definitely start here. It's a high production, good quality game for a reasonable price, which is really cool. You're getting a lot of game for your money at this price, and it's well worth it. So if you've been tempted by this genre, or you just really like the look of this game, then definitely consider it. I think you'll have a lot of fun if you give it a chance. Up next, we have Fairy Fencer F, Refrain Chord. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £8.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great price, especially considering it's a JRPG game. Japanese games are usually very expensive by the time they port over, so it's really nice to see a good quality game at a reasonable price. Now, just so you're aware, there is a PS4 and a PS5 version of this game, but there's no upgrade, so whichever one you buy, you're stuck with unless you want to buy it twice. So make sure you pick up the right one, and if you want the PS5 one but you don't have a PS5 yet, or you're getting one soon, you can pick it up on the website or someone else's PS5 if you need to. In this strategy RPG, you become a fencer with the ability to wield a weapon imbued with fury. Together with a couple of magical muses, you journey to find the Furies and resurrect an ancient goddess. It features a new strategy system and multiple story routes as well, which is really cool. Now, you do see a load of RPGs coming out of Japan. It's like their biggest, most favourite genre. But this has a strategy element to it as well, which also isn't uncommon, but it is rarer than just the basic RPGs, which is really cool. You don't get a lot of strategy games these days, and it's nice to see more games having that element to them. So if you're a fan of RPGs, and especially Japanese ones, or anime in general, and you like your games with a bit of strategy, then you'll probably really like this game. It's a combination of strategy and RPG, so if you're a fan of both of those, I'm sure you'll have a great time. Why not check it out? And hey, if you never played a strategy RPG before, then you could start here if you wanted to. More specifically, especially if you're into Japanese games or anime games, and you're into this genre or you're tempted by it, then this is a good place to start. You don't get a lot of games coming over from Japan that have this combination, and especially at a price this low. It may not be as low as some of the other games go, but a lot of Japanese games just don't drop their price as much as the Western games do. Either way though, if you really like the look of this, then why not check it out? It is a bit pricier than most games I recommend, but hey, if you're tempted, you won't have a lot of options outside of this one, and a lot of them won't be at a good price either. So if you like the look of it, why not consider it? It's a gamble, but you may really enjoy the game when you pick it up. We have a really cool little adventure game next, Far Lone Sails. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, for non-PS Plus members, which is great. You should never have to pay more because you don't have PS Plus. In this game, you get to drive a unique vehicle across a dried out ocean, discovering a long dead civilization lost to the sands of time. Can you maintain your vehicle and reach the end of your journey? It features vehicle upgrades and maintenance as well. Now, this game got really good reviews when it came out, and it was a bit of an indie darling. It may not have been big enough to go mainstream, but the people that played it really liked it, and they found a really cool little game that they enjoyed a lot. So if you're into cool little indie adventure games, this is a really good one, and the story interests me as well. I'm pretty tempted to pick it up myself, and at this price, you can't go far wrong really. Then why not take a look? I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this game, if you pick it up. And hey, if you never played an adventure game before, then you could start here. It may be a bit simplistic compared to some of the more expensive and bigger games, but hey, it's got a really interesting story and it's really well reviewed. So if you like the sound of the story and you're into cool little adventure games, then this will probably appeal to you and you'll have a lot of fun. And especially at this price, you can't go far wrong. So if you're tempted, why not take a look at it? It might just be the coolest game you've played in ages. We have a PS5 game next, Figment 2 Creed Valley. It was released in 2024, so it's only a year old, and is on at least a 90% discount for the price of £1.99 or 99 pence with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for a PS5 game that's practically new. Now, just so you know, Figment 1 is also on sale for at least a 90% discount for the price of £1.59 or 79 pence with PS Plus, so if you haven't played the first one, or you've been looking to pick up both, then you might want to check that out as well. This puzzle adventure is set in a human mind, where nightmares are spreading chaos. As they overrun peaceful lands, you get to play as Dusty, the mind's courage, as he solves puzzles, fights musical bosses, and explores unique environments. And it even features local 2-player co-op as well, which is a really cool addition. I wish more games had that. Now, I'm a big fan of puzzle adventure games. A load of them are made by indie studios, and they're usually really good and unique with cool little stories and worlds to explore, and they're just a lot of fun to play in general. Now, these games are on sale semi-regularly, but they've never been this cheap before, and the people that have played them from this channel have all said that they love the games and really were happy that I recommended them, which is great. If you guys love it, then that's the highest recommendation in my mind. But hey, the reviewers love it as well, so if you're looking for a cool little puzzle adventure to play, then why not take a look at this series? Like I said, they're both on sale, and they're both at a really good price, and especially considering the second one's a PS5 game, that's a really good deal. So if you like this sort of thing, why not check them out? I'm sure you'll have a great time playing these. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, then you could definitely start here. They're both really cheap and really good quality, and one of them's a PS5 game. You can't ask for much more really. A really good quality game for a really good price. So if you've always been tempted by this genre, or you just really like the look of this series, then definitely check them out. They're well worth your time and money at this price. We have a retro game next, Kays and the Wild Masks. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a really cool looking game. Now, there is a deluxe edition that's also available, but it only has 6 avatars and a PS4 theme with it, so unless you're really into that, I don't really think it's worth picking up that edition. But hey, if you're interested in that, you'll have to wait for another sale because it's not on sale right now. In this platformer, when the Crystal Islands are cursed, Kays tries to save her friend Hogo by finding the legendary wild masks and using their powers to fight back against an army of living vegetables. It features over 30 levels and 50 bonus levels as well, so you're getting a ton of content for your money, and this game just screams quality to me. The reviews are really good and people seem to really like it, but what it speaks to me is old school quality, like 16-bit era Sonic sort of platforming. The character reminds me of Cream the Bunny from Sonic, and a lot of the jumping and animations in the game scream of really good quality. It reminds me a lot of the last few Sonic games for Mega Drive, and I love those games, so that's really high praise. And the mechanic of having the masks that give you different abilities, that's another Mega Drive game it reminds me of, Kid Chameleon. That was a pretty big indie hit back in the day, and it's a cult classic now. So if you're a fan of that, then shout out to you, you must be as old as me. Either way though, if you're a fan of 16-bit games, or you're just a fan of retro games, then you should definitely check this out. As far as platformers go, this looks like a really amazing quality one, and especially if you're a fan of older games, you'll absolutely love this. So if you like the sound of it, definitely check it out. I'm very interested myself, and I think it's well worth picking up. So why not check it out if you like the look of it? And hey, if you never played a platformer before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality game for a really good price, and you do have quite a lot of options in this genre, but not ones that look as good a quality as this one. So if you're interested in the story and theme of this one, then definitely take a look at it. Especially if you're tempted by the genre, it might just be the best game you've played in ages. But don't worry if you're not sure, there'll be plenty more games from this genre to check out in future videos as well. So don't miss the videos, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. Up next is my star buy, Leisure Suit Larry Wet Dreams Saga. It was released in 2022, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £5.39, which is a really great deal, as it includes both the Wet Dreams Don't Dry and Wet Dreams Don't Dry Twice games, so you're getting 2 full games for your money, which is really good. These are both point-and-click adventures, which is a bit of a niche genre and isn't for everyone, but these are from a legendary series, and they look like really good games. In the first game, you get to follow Larry from the 80s to modern day on a crazy adventure, solving puzzles and dating women. It features non-linear gameplay, over 30 areas and characters to explore, dating simulation, hand-drawn graphics, and true blue jokes as well, which are iconic from the series. And in the sequel, after leaving New Lost Wages and ending up stranded in Cancun, only wanting to marry his true love Faith, they get separated and Larry must search the Kalua's archipelago to find her again and finally get married. Now, back in the day, these games were huge, and they're pretty legendary. They were known for having really lewd blue jokes, so they're not for everyone. But hey, if you've got a dirty sense of humour like most people, then you'll have a great time with these. Now, point-and-click adventures aren't for everyone. A lot of the puzzling is a bit obtuse sometimes, and that can annoy some people or frustrate people as well. But hey, the story and exploration is usually really good in point-and-click adventures, so if that's your sort of thing, then you might have a really good time with these. The genre's not for everyone, but if you're a fan of point-and-click adventures, or you're willing to give it a try because you love puzzles, then this is a really good deal for you. You're getting 2 full games for a really low price from a legendary series, which is really cool. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. And hey, if you've never played a point-and-click adventure before, then you could start here, as long as you're okay with having 2 games, and if you're okay with dirty jokes, then you'll have a lot of fun with these. The series has been around forever, and it's legendary for a reason, because they're good quality, and these were well received as well, so you know they're pretty good games. So definitely check them out if you're interested. You won't want to miss out on this deal, if you like the sound of it. Minute of Violence is our next game. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £1.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for a really cool and interesting looking game. In this puzzle platformer, you get to play as Mo, a tinkerer who lives in an archipelago once inhabited by giants, and their otherworldly ancient machines below the islands must be kept functioning, or the threat they guard against will destroy everything forever. Now, there's a lot of puzzle platformer games around, and this one has a really cool art style. And the story really intrigues me. I really like the mystery of the hidden technology being buried under the islands and it needing to be maintained to save everything and keep everything running. It really piques my interest and makes me want to play this game. And the reviews really like the game as well. It's got pretty much unanimous good reviews, and for an indie game it seems to be really well loved. I'm pretty sure if it was more well known, then it would be a massive hit. So if you're like me and you like puzzle platformers with a bit of adventure and story, then why not take a look at this? It's a really cool game with a really cool art style, and I really like the look of the story as well. So if you're as tempted as I am, why not check it out? I'm sure it'll be a really cool game if you give it a chance. And hey, if you never played a puzzle platform before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality game for a really low price. So unless you're put off by the story, then why not check this out? It may just be the coolest game you've played in a long time. It's Mighty Morphin time! Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition is next. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £7.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially as this edition includes the DLC from Season 1, 2 and 3, the Street Fighter pack, Lord Drakon Evo 2 skin, and the exclusive Kimberly Pink Ranger skin as well, which is a big bonus for fans of the original series. So you're getting the best version of the game, with all of the content and characters included, which is really great. I wish more fighting games would offer bundles like this. I'm looking at you AAA games. Pick up your game, you lazy gits. This is a really great deal. You can't ask for much more really. In this fighter, you get to play as your favourite Rangers and villains from across all their franchises as you fight to protect Earth from invading monsters. It features 23 fighters and almost all of the available content for the game, which is really great. It's a really good bundle with a ton of extra content included for a really good price. Now realistically, in the fighter world, you have a ton of options, and there are ones that are the pinnacle for tournament fighting, and you should only play them if you're really into it and you really want to learn the games, and then there are really popular ones like Street Fighter and Tekken that cross over into the tournament genre as well. And then you have a load of other ones that are pretty popular, but they may not be the best fighters around. But hey, if you're into the franchise, you'll love them anyway, and especially if you're not a pro tournament fighter, you're not going to mind, because you're just going to be fighting your friends and generally having some fun in a franchise you enjoy. So if you're a big fan of Power Rangers and you like fighter games, especially if you liked them before the internet existed and competitive online playing them, then you'll really enjoy this. It's a really decent game with a huge amount of franchise attached to it. If you're a big fan of Power Rangers, you'll get a lot of fun from it, and you can always have fun with your mates. So if you're tempted, why not check it out? It's a really cool game with a really cool nostalgic franchise. I'm glad they just didn't mess it up. Check it out if you're a fan of the Rangers. And hey, if you've never played a fighter before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a decent game with a load of content included, but if you're not a fan of Power Rangers, you can pick up bigger AAA fighters way cheaper than this, and even Legendary Series ones as well. But hey, if you're a fan of Power Rangers, then take a look at this. But if not, you'll have plenty more options to choose from in the future, and you'll save yourself a bit of money as well. So don't miss out on the videos, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. And the final game I have for you is a VR game. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. It was released in 2017, so it's 8 years old, but the original game is older than that really. Now this game has Move Controllers compatibility, which is really great because if you're going to play an RPG in VR, you want Move Controller compatibility. I mean, you know, why bother having a sword, shield, magic and all of that if you can't just wield it with your actual hands? That's like the whole point of VR. And don't worry, as this game includes all of the DLC expansions, including Dawnguard, Hearthfire and Dragonborn. So you're getting the complete version of the game that's fully converted to VR, which means that it's not just a VR mode or some VR special taster session that's separate to the game. The whole Skyrim game is in VR with all DLC. And if you're excited about that, as I think you should be, then you're right. It's a dream come true. In this first-person RPG, dragons that were long lost to the past have returned to Tamriel, threatening the future of the Empire, and as the prophesized Dragonborn hero, wielding the power of the voice, you are the only one who can stand against them and save the land. If you've got a PSVR 1, because it's not on PSVR 2, then you should have this in your library. It's a legendary game, one of the best RPGs ever made, and it's in VR with full VR conversion, which means the movement, the fighting, the magic, everything is done in VR with your hands if you use Move Controllers, which is great. I don't really have to say much more really. If you've got a PSVR 1 and you like RPGs at all, you should already own this. But if for some reason you don't, then at this price, I never see it lower than this, so it's well worth picking up. You won't regret it if you like VR. You'll get lost in it, I promise. And hey, if you've never played a first-person RPG in VR before, then you could definitely start here. It may be pricier than some of the other games, but it's the best one around in VR, and it's a really good legendary game in full VR. You literally can't ask for much more really. If you're interested at all, definitely check it out. No other VR RPG will compare to this. And that's all the games I have for the next level savings and games under £20 PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your comments below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some really cool games to play, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Hoil Vour.